It takes quite something to unite Gavin Newsom and Megyn Kelly. And what it was what you posted on X. The reason it enraged people so much was just so brazenly bigoted. You made no attempt to even hide it.
Turns out everyone hates Congressman Randy Fine, and I will allow it. Now, he made an appearance on Piers Morgan's show where they had a bit of a debate about the fact that Randy Fine is openly hateful against Muslims. Now, what spurred this discussion was this post by Congressman Fine on X. He says, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. Now, what sparked that disgusting commentary? Well, he was apparently triggered by a satirical post on X by a woman who actually dedicates her life to fighting for Palestinians. I suspect that's the reason why he was actually triggered. Nardine Kiswani had said, finally, New York City is coming to Islam. Dogs definitely have a place in society, just not as indoor pets. Like we've said all along, they are unclean. So he's pretending like she was being serious about banning dogs or something in New York City of all places to justify his disgusting, disgraceful post where he's saying that he would choose dogs over Muslims. Okay, great. Now, Morgan gave a fine hypothetical scenario, right? What if someone wrote a similar post but switched out Muslim for Jews? Let's see how he answered.
If somebody posted, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Jews is not a difficult one. How would you respond?
That's a great question. Absolutely, yes. But the difference here is that Jews are not asking people to give up their dogs. Jews don't eat pork, but we don't tell people that they can't sell it. One of the things that people are learning through all of this is this dislike of dogs is not unique. This is a mainstream Islamic view, and I'm not criticizing it. Different religions like different animals. Hindus worship cows. Good for them. Muslims don't like dogs. That's okay. I'm not criticizing that. But they are the ones asking us to submit to their faith, and that's not okay in the United States of America.
So Jake, your 2 cents, was that convincing?
No, I'm gonna go beyond 2 cents here. Okay, so I, of course, as soon as I saw the Randy Fine thing, I said the same thing Piers Morgan just asked him, what if you replaced it with Jews, right? And what's amazing about Randy Fine is like, no, that would be unacceptable if you said it about Jews. And he's like, oh, I have a reason why I'm allowed to say it about Muslims. No, you don't. So first of all, this whole thing about dogs is, I think, a misnomer. So yes, some Muslims feel that dogs are not clean, like pigs are not clean, and Jews also believe that pigs are not clean, but not dogs. Why? Because it's in some hadith or something, right? Is that a?
She wasn't being serious.
Okay, hold on.
Who cares? Who cares? She wasn't being, my parents think dogs are unclean. You wanna know what happened? I brought a puppy home and my parents fell in love. Like, we're not having a real conversation right now about Muslims trying to ban dogs in the United States of America.
Yeah, when she says finally New York City is coming to Islam, she's joking, right? New York City is not coming to Islam and it's all becoming Muslims, etc. Nobody's banning dogs. The point I'm making, Anna, is that position, like they make it seem like it's universal, all Muslims hate dogs. I know tons of Muslims who have dogs. That's not like, that's a minority position held by some, let alone the fact that it's not being enforced in America. That's absurd, right? So he just wanted an excuse to attack Muslims again. And it's not like Randy Fine is unclear about this. He said we should kill everyone in Gaza. He said it twice.
He said we should use nukes.
He said we should nuke them and kill them all, or starve them all to death, right? So this is a genocidal monster, and he's like constant anti-Muslim attacks. And of course, the minute you criticize Israel a little bit, his fat ass will cry all day about anti-Semitism.
Let me just say something and be very clear about it. If the Middle East were dominated by Christian majority countries, all of the propaganda we hear about Muslims would be replaced with anti-Christian propaganda. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
If so when the Zionists were trying to pick a place for land that they were going to take from whichever the locals were, they considered a place. They considered Uganda, Palestine, and Argentina. If they had set up Israel inside Argentina right now, in our entire lives, we would have heard about South American terrorists. The real problem is that the South Americans, by their nature, are terrorists and violent and savages. And you can't deal with them. You just have to kill them and take their land, right? That's the propaganda we would have heard our entire lives. We would have never talked about Muslims. All we would have talked about is South Americans. They're the real problem.
By the way, we don't even have to do these like thought experiments. Think about how our fellow Americans are treated if they push back against US policy that doesn't prioritize Americans and prioritizes Israel instead.
Yeah, they're called anti-Semites.
They're smeared, their lives are destroyed, they're fired from their jobs. So just think about the propaganda and where it comes from. So let's go to the next one, because after some back and forth, Morgan got to the point. He just straight up asked Randy Fine, are you just the type of person who just hates Muslims? Is that what this is really about? I think the answer is already obvious, but let's hear what Randy Fine has to say.
Do you basically just hate Muslims?
Not at all. Not in the least. I like radical Muslims. So there are Muslims who want to live in peace with us. Not every Muslim wants to take our dog away. Many come to America for freedom and opportunity, and I think that is fantastic. But I have seen the most horrific things. October 7th radicalized me. Watching on October 7th, Muslims in Tampa, Florida, have a rally celebrating while people were being killed, listening to voicemails of parents, of children calling their parents in joy because they had shot and killed 10 people. I saw what aspects of this culture are capable of. That does not mean they are all like that. They are not. But the problem we have in the media is they categorize it as though it is this tiny, teeny, weeny fringe. It's not. It's meaningful. It's also not 100%, but it's also not 0.1%.
That's interesting because the last 2 years radicalized me, that's for sure. Israel's Hannibal directive, where they will literally kill their own if they believe that Palestinians, or I should say members of Hamas, are taking them hostage. That radicalized me. The video of the IDF soldiers gang raping a Palestinian hostage in prison, that radicalized me. The story of Hind Rajab, a little 5-year-old girl getting pumped with bullets by a member of the IDF as she was trapped in a vehicle full of her dead relatives, that radicalized me. All of the lies from the Israeli government, the pressure for the US to risk the men and women in our armed forces, to carry out Israel's wars, to fight their battles, that radicalized me. Realizing that our media has been bought and controlled by Zionists who lie to us, that radicalized me. So let's talk about who's being radicalized here and why that radicalization exists in the first place.
Okay, so if you could make it through The Voice of Hind Rajab, which is a new movie out by Watermelon Patriots.
I can't get through it.
If you can get through it, then you okay, go ahead and support Israel. And you hear the 6-year-old girl and she's like, please come get me, please come get me, please save me, for hours and hours. And then finally, of course, the ambulance arrives and the Israelis murder everyone in the ambulance and the 6-year-old.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they knew that she was there. They knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that there was a 6-year-old girl there and they murdered her. That's what Nazis do. Okay, so now back to Randy Fine. It was an interesting Freudian slip that he said there in the beginning. He said, I like radical Muslims. There is truth in that because they used a few radical Muslims to justify killing all the Muslims and taking their land. So he's right, Israel loves radical Muslims. All you need is a couple, you just let them in. Oh, golly gee, the great IDF could not show up for 6 or 7 hours. Oh, by the way, there's Israeli soldiers on tape saying we got a stand down order, okay? So yeah, Randy Fine loves radical Muslims because it allows him to steal half of Gaza. In his case, he might have eaten it. Now when he says, look, this is not a small portion of Muslims. This is a very large portion of Muslims that are radical, right? Okay, now what if we said that about Jews? Now, not all Jews are bad, but it's not a small number of Jews that are bad. It's a huge number of Jews that are the problem in this country. Well, your head would get taken off, and rightfully so, right? That's a terrible thing to say, and it's not true. But he says it about Muslims. You just heard him say it, okay? And what a lie about, oh yeah, I saw Muslims in Florida celebrating October 7th. I don't believe a word he said. But on the other hand, have you seen people in favor of Israel celebrating what Israel's done in Gaza? Yes. Tons and tons and tons of Israeli supporters that are celebrating that genocide. And I mean, guys, watch interviews from Israel, including the population. They love what they did in Gaza. So are there good people and giant numbers of good people that are Jewish overall that are against the genocide? Definitely, okay? And so, but like every accusation by a supporter of Israel is a confession, right? So they must have enjoyed the violence, because when Randy Fine was watching the slaughter of 20,000 children, he loved it.
Randy Fine is a stain on this country. He is an embarrassment to what we are supposed to hold as our values as a country. He is hateful. He is just, I mean, there is no point in even having a conversation with this guy and giving him an opportunity to engage in like plausible deniability regarding his own hatred for an entire group of people. And so I've got zero love for him. I hope he gets elected out of office. He should not be representing any Americans in this country. He is an embarrassment. That's all I have to say about him.
Yeah, and if you root for killing 2 million people, including the grandmothers and the children, you're a Nazi. And that's what Randy Fine is.
Yeah.
There's a Nazi inside our Congress. We should get him the hell out. Meanwhile, they censured Ilhan Omar because she said about lobbyists, it's all about the Benjamins. Yeah. They made a national story out of that, congressional hearings and censure. And Randy Fine has been saying slaughter all the Muslims for year after year, and nobody does anything. So gee, are we in danger of a Muslim takeover, or as a different country taken over already? Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.